Okay, so here in ATLAS.ti, I'm going to add that audio or video file. So if it's an audio file and it's quite small, as here, I would just say add file. If it was a larger video file, I might add it as a linked video or audio file. So I bring that in, click on the transcripts tab, and I can then say import transcript. And I should have an ATLAS.ti version. Just going to check that looks correct and say open. And this will import that, convert the document and bring that in. And we should see that if I choose under transcripts to say synchronize scrolling, as I click through here, it should jump through to the correct space. So turn synchronize scrolling on, and you can see this is now working. So it does an approximate highlighting. Now, one of the reasons, if you remember, that I changed this was to ensure that the timestamp is now kind of hidden there, and the speaker is here. By having the speaker on a new line, I can then in ATLAS.ti choose focus group coding, say yes, choose pattern 1, and it should pick up SW codon and CS work. So I can just take those names, or I could prefix those with a case code CS and say code. And what this has done is by putting the speaker name on a new line rather than on the same line as the timestamp, I've then got a nice neat set of automatically coded for who is speaking. And I then just simply go into the edit mode and I can play this back. Pause. So play pause, I think is still under F4 on the keyboard. And again, I can say, yes, I do want to. So I could choose my playback speed and my volume. Now, what I find particularly useful is slowing this down so that as I work through and correct, I slow down the audio. And then I can go and change this. So here, max QTA, I could change to max QDA. As you are correcting it, make notes as you go. So this is making the corrections, but one of the really useful things, it's where it's useful to auto-code by speaker, is for that piece of text there, I can right-click and say edit the comment. And this is the huge benefits. There are two benefits to working here within. Why not just correct in Word? Well, these are the reasons. Firstly, being able to slow down the audio. Secondly, as I get with this, I get to start making notes about the corrections. The other thing I might want to do is to start some very initial coding. So this is what I would call kind of engagement coding. So you're not going to try and jump ahead of coding. If you start thinking about ideas or you start having insights into data, make those in your quotation comments, notes in the margin. But if there are things you spot in this that as you're looking at it, you're like, paraphrases. This I might want to code, and this is the kind of coding where you might put prefixes engagement or reflexive or often I just put a star before these in ATLAS.ti. Need to look this up. So the kind of codes you might apply here are just that kind of things. Phrases you don't understand, things you need to come back to, perhaps something that's very unclear. So again, you might end up with some transcription codes. So you might apply a code here, again, for prefix something like tr, unclear. So you might want to go back and see if you can find that. But that's all you would probably be coding for at the moment. You don't, what your focus here is on correcting the transcript. But in addition to correcting the transcript, you can make notes in the margin, so that's annotations, and keep a note of things you either need to come back to and listen to again, aren't clear, or phrases where you're just like, I don't have a clue what they're talking about. But you've got so many options here to really engage with this. I can exit edit mode and return to listening. Everything that whole thing of being able to do the change this playback rate has a huge benefit. But of course, you've then got all of your normal tools for doing the analysis. So you've got transcript here, ATLAS.ti 9, I can edit the transcript. Opportunity to auto code it, opportunity to start coding for that initial engagement, opportunity to annotate as I go. These are all huge benefits to doing the correction within ATLAS.ti because you're already working in there. Okay.